Hola. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 makeup tips that are going to change your makeup game because they changed mine. So grab a coffee and let's get into it. Having a hydrated base, it's key, but this is not going to be part of my tips in this video. I'm going to solely focus on makeup and base makeup. I have tips for the eye makeup as well, but let me know if you want a separate video on that. Apply your foundation with your fingers first. This is going to help distribute the foundation really evenly. So just roughly apply it. Instead of using a very dense brush for your foundation, I think it's 1,000 times better to use a big fluffy brush like this, something that maybe you would use for like a blush, powder blush or something, but instead we're gonna use it for the foundation. This is going to leave the most natural and skin-like layer foundation. As you can see, it doesn't look heavy at all because we don't have that much product. We just have whatever it's needed. We just have a thin layer. And I always say that, but thin layers are key for a good makeup. Do not apply your products directly onto your skin. Always deposit a little bit on your hand and then prime your brush really well. This is going to make sure that there are no streaks on your face and you will have a beautiful, even application. This goes for literally any cream product. Also, remember, always tapping motions. Same thing goes for the blush. Make sure the brush is evenly coated and then you can go into the skin. I know it's a lot more satisfying to watch everyone on the internet just do flop, but I'm telling you right now, that's not how makeup artists do their makeup. No, because it's so much easier to do a little step before applying rather than trying to fix whatever you messed up. It looks like if you're in a hurry, it's easier to just throw the blush on and just blend it, but that could cause more damage, so it's just safer to do it this way. Next tip, blush before concealer. And why is that? Because with a little bit of the blush, you can always bring it a little bit underneath your eyes, and this, you see this little difference? This is going to help you color correct any discoloration, darkness underneath your eyes, and then you'll be able to go with less concealer. That means less product, which means less creasing. So just remember to do your blush before your concealer. Bring it just a little bit underneath. Doesn't need to be crazy, just whatever is left on the brush, and that's more than enough. I think this is one of my favorite hacks because it allows you to use less product and everything that minimizes creasing. I'm just here for it. Now we can go with the concealer and let me show you how little you're able to use and still feel like you have enough concealer. That's everything I'm gonna do. Well, I'm gonna do it here as well because I always have redness. You don't even have to drag it all over, just maintain it wherever you place it. And that's literally it. I don't need more product, I don't need anything else, and look how well that looks. And always go back with your blush brush and just make sure the transition between the two even. This next step is going to make sure that your makeup doesn't get cakey, like at all. Once you have all your creams, with a damp beauty blender, go over literally everything. Everything. This is going to make sure the skin looks as skin-like as possible and your makeup won't look cakey because now you have the right amount of product and no extra product that is going to cake up throughout the day. Now, after all creams as well, what are the use? You want to use a mixing spray to melt everything together. Any hydrating setting spray would do. Let this dry down before you go in with powders. You can start doing your eyes while you wait, because we're not trying to waste time here, we're just doing things right. But don't apply mascara yet. If you're doing eyeshadow, if you're doing eyeliner, whatever, just do that, but don't apply mascara. Mascara should always go after powder, otherwise the powder is gonna stuck into the mascara and we don't want that. Loose powder followed by a finishing powder. You can apply your loose powder with a brush, powder puff, whatever you want. I think, even though I don't do it often, I think a powder puff is going to give you the most flawless powder application if you do it right. I don't do it always, not sure why, but I do think it's the best way to do it. So grab a little bit on your powder puff and you don't want to go straight in with this. You have to make sure the powder is very well distributed. You see that? We want to go with that. Blend any creases, look up and just tap. If you do it the right way, it doesn't need to be too powdery or too makeup-y. You will have a super flawless application of the powder. Same thing on the other eye. Look up and press. I personally don't go everywhere with the powder because I still want a glowy base, so I always keep these without powder. If you think you put a little bit too much, you can always go with your powder brush, and that's the first step. Finishing powder. Why these are different? A finishing powder will be something like the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. This doesn't set the makeup, this will, but this is going to finish your makeup. That's why they're called finishing powders, obviously. It's going to kind of like take it to another level, honestly. This you want a brush. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but in person you can actually see how this is kind of like the cherry on top. I wouldn't say it's super necessary, but if you want to elevate your makeup game, you will need to do something like this. You can do this now, you can do this at the end of your makeup, but I just wanted to show you now that we're doing powders. Now, a controversial one, creams over powders. I say yes. I say no problem. I feel like I need a little bit more blush, so that's exactly what I'm going to apply. Same way we did earlier, apply it on the back of your hand with the same brush, pick it up, make sure it's very evenly coated, very gently go over. This trick is also amazing if you want to add a little bit of glow but don't want to add like highlighter. The cream over powder thing is going to give you that amazing glow that it looks like it comes from within. Now that we have all our powders on, now we want to set the face with a setting spray. This will be something like this, or like this, or like this. This is like the final boss of setting spray. Like this is very similar to the One Size setting spray. They're kind of like hairspray for the face, but just whatever you want. Just make sure it's a setting spray that it is actually going to set your face. Actually, I'm gonna use this one because I love it as well, and it's been a while since I haven't used it. The mist of this one is so beautiful. Love it. While it's still wet, if you want to, you can go in over with your beauty blender and press it very, very gently, but press it down. And this will help your makeup stay a lot better. As you can see, everything's on the little steps. This is the end result. Apart from blemishes and imperfections that I have on my skin, the makeup application looks flawless. If you follow these steps, you will be able to have a flawless face as well. I love when you guys tell me how you follow my tutorials and my tips, and people now compliment you on how good your makeup looks. And that's literally my main goal. That you're confident in your makeup, that you know what to do, that you learn new things. But the most important thing for me is that you have fun. If you're having fun doing your makeup, you won in life, babe. That just makes me so happy. The perfect makeup relates on the details. The details are the most important thing, is what is going to make or break a makeup. If you pay attention to those, you got it. You got it. If you have any questions, just ask me and I will try to help as best as I can. If you want me to do a version of this video but for the eyes, I can definitely do that because I have a bunch of tips on that as well. How to prevent your eye makeup from smudging, because that's the worst thing that can happen. Let me know if you want a video on that and I will do it for you. As always, all the products that I use will be linked in the description. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!